Hello, I'm David Clarke. I'm chairman of the Fraud Advisory Panel Charity. And welcome to this, our first ever digital annual general meeting and update. In this short video, I would like to give you details on our key achievements of 2019, our exciting plans for the future, and of course, as you would expect, our response to the COVID-19 pandemic and our fight against fraud related to that. Allow me first of all, to greet our existing partners and members without your support, the charity would not have existed for 20 years. And I'm enormously grateful for that. But also to new members and partners who have joined us during this last few weeks of a very important time. And they are drawn from government, from business sectors that we've often not engaged with in the past, but it is vital that we do now and throughout the future. You have united with us at an extremely grave time. At a tragic moment when people are losing jobs, governments are providing life support system for businesses and citizens, and criminals are lining up to kill that support. 2019 may be a distant memory now, but it's very important that we reflect on what we did last year to prepare for now and the future. Supporting professionals to fight fraud and protect society is at the very heart of everything we do at the Fraud Advisory Panel, and we've done this for over 2 decades. 2019 began with us commissioning an independent review about our entire structure and how we could improve it, and I'm enormously grateful for all of you who participated in doing that. You will start to see changes already and new things coming in. This was to modernise us and help us transform. Now it's going to give us that springboard into the future, which even will allow us to do things like this. We also participated actively with 2 inspection reviews by Her Majesty's Inspectorate of Constabularies and Fire and Rescue Services. One was looking at the police response to fraud, and the other was looking at cybercrime. And many of the things that we suggested there and assisted with, it was very pleasing to see those reflected in the findings. We also helped shape the Action Fraud Review and guidance that's been issued. Again, something that we've been very supportive of and want to see develop and improve over the coming years. This was the 4th year where we've been involved in leading with the Charity Commission the award-winning annual Charity Fraud Awareness Week. This is actually a global event. And with the Charity Commission, we also last year involved partners in Australia, New Zealand, and the United States of America. Again, a fabulous achievement at protecting those organisations and people who do so much good and yet are still targeted by bad people. At the end of the year, we had some very welcome news, which was that our founding partner and donor, the Institute of Chartered Accountants in England and Wales, have agreed to give us, continue giving our grant for a further 3 years. This helps us to do the work we do, and I'm enormously grateful to the Institute for that support. Then in 2020, at the end of the 2019 year, came the pandemic and the realization of the severity and lockdown. Like many businesses, our charity was impacted directly by this. We went into lockdown. Training and events were temporarily suspended. My 2 full-time colleagues, Mia Campbell and Zara Fisher, who normally do terrific work, immediately up tools, moved to remote working, not only carried on the vital work such as organising this event, they also helped us to divert all our attention into protecting society during the pandemic. And we will do and continue to do whatever we can to protect members, businesses and society from fraud related to COVID-19. So what have we done to protect and unite society from COVID-19 fraud since March? Well, we immediately established a COVID-19 fraud watch body. This is a multidiscipline, multi-sector group of trusted partners who meet with a weekly bridge call with two objectives: to share information which may not reach certain sectors, law enforcement, the government, some professions have expertise. The millions of businesses that are at risk often don't hear. We brought those together, sharing information, sharing advice and intelligence. We're grateful to the Cabinet Office and the police for their continued support with our weekly bridge call. I can't go into detail, but we have regular active sharing of intelligence that can be acted upon, including things that have brought up the PPE fraud, and we've shared that out and it has resulted in action. You'll also be aware that we partnered up with other partners to write to the Chancellor of the Exchequer to recommend certain measures be taken and offering advice and our support to help implement those to fight fraud. You are the anonymous donors of your passion and expertise to fight for the well-being of others. People, governments and businesses benefit from your generous donation of time, expertise and your relentless drive to prevent fraud. Many don't even know who you are. You are the anonymous donor. The perverse people who laughed at your giving and inwardly rejoiced at the triumph of criminals are now confounded and trembling. It is said there are some whose courage is shaken and who would prefer returning to the age of ignorance. No, I cannot believe it. You are the heroes. You stood alone against powerful opponents. You questioned decisions, policies and practices. You inspired others to join the battle, giving young people hope and direction. It is our collective responsibility to set them on the right path, to build a beautiful, fraud-free future. Thank you for your perseverance and taking the profession out of the dark room. The rubble of the 2008 financial earthquake hasn't been cleared yet. Yes, we feel the tremors again. This time, the governments, businesses and people know the impact of not doing everything we can to prevent financial crime. There will be no hiding behind "I did not know." You and I know this, and it is our duty to do everything in our power to protect the nation from the devastating impact of fraud. Thank you, and I look forward to seeing you when we're in brighter times. Thank you, and enjoy the AGM and speaker.